Oh, hello there, my feel-gooders. How are we doing today? Oh, man. So, can I just be real with you right now? I am actually sitting in my closet right now. I'm very lucky to have kind of a walk-in closet. Not really, but it has a light in it, so that's good. So every time I record these podcast episodes, I have to take out half of my clothes, throw them on the bed, hop in my closet, put my computer on an upside down hamper and, just record that shit. It's been super fun. It's worked really well. And I'm very, very lucky to have this space, but I feel pretty hilarious and pretty ridiculous every time I record a podcast episode. And today, especially, I've been having this mic issue slightly. I have a really great podcasting mic and I love it. And it's pretty, which, it's turquoise. So that counts for something. But I've been having this issue because it's almost too good, where it's picking up a lot of extra noises and it's been making the editing process a little bit difficult. And so I was telling my boyfriend, Brett, about it. And he's like, just put a sock on the microphone. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's try this out. And so I did. I tried it out and it's been working really well. I'm so excited. I'm so impressed. But I feel a little silly right now because I'm talking into one of my socks. So I just wanted to give you a little funny picture of what is happening in my life right now. So maybe, you can step into this closet with me and we can have a good time today. Okay, so let's get into it, shall we? Today, we are talking about something that is super, super awesome. We are talking about the 5 things that you must do when you are just starting out on social media and you're just starting to market your business. I'm really excited to talk about this because, as you might know, if you listened to last week's episode with Sophia Sun Woo, I was talking about how this month marks my first year biz birthday. Last March, at some point during the month, I created my LLC and I got my show biz on the road. And I am just I don't know, it's kind of crazy to think about that I've been in this thing for a year and I still feel like I have learned so much throughout the past year, but also, I'm still learning. And so it's just kind of surreal. Things just keep moving. You know what I mean? But it has been a really great journey. And I'm so excited to actually share with you a first year biz in review. I'm going to be creating an episode about that and just sharing everything I've learned from my first year in business, the things that I wish I would have done differently. And then also the things that I think I did really well. And I'm going to be kind of analyzing all of that and sharing that with you in an upcoming episode. I was considering doing the first year review episode this week, actually. That was kind of my plan, but I have decided to push it back until the end of the month because, if we're honest, I think I still need to do a little reflecting and learning in the next 2 weeks. The first 2 months of January and February for me were really awesome, but crazy. They were like a good crazy for the most part. I started this podcast and I just launched my social map course, which is super awesome. It's going really great, but it was a lot of go, And I think that by the end of March, I will have been able to calm down a little bit, feel not as scrambly, and truly, breathe and reflect on this past year. And so definitely keep an eye out for that first year biz and review episode coming out in the 4th week of March. So that is going to be coming up. But today, that is not what we're talking about. Today, I've decided to share with you the 5 things that you must do when you're just starting your business's social media account. And I'll be honest with you, this episode is not just for those people who are just starting out. Like, these are my recommendations for what you should be doing when you are just starting to really see that success, see those results, and grow your audience. But these are also things that we should just all be doing. I don't care where you are in your journey. If you're already a social media success, then you probably are doing these things that I'm going to be talking about. And if you're kind of in the middle of your journey and you feel like you're still figuring it out, these are definitely steps that you can incorporate today as well to really just boost your success on social media. However, I am going to be talking about it from those people who are just starting, and I'm going to be giving you the 5 things that you should focus on first when starting your social media account so that you can really reach those people that you want to reach, gain those followers that you want to gain, and see success, see conversions on social media. So that is what we are going to be talking about today. You ready? Hey, friend, and welcome to the Feel Good Social Podcast. I'm your host, Kinsey, and I'm here to help you market your business in a genuine way that works without wasting your precious time. On this show, we chat about social media strategy and mindset tips with a focus on, you guessed it, feeling good. So sit back, relax, and enjoy some genuine conversation for the good of your biz. Can I ask you a question? Have you been enjoying listening to the Feel Good Social Podcast every week? Do you feel like this show has given you value? If you've truly loved tuning into this podcast and you think others should do the same, I would so appreciate you taking a screenshot of your favorite episode and sharing it to Instagram. I'm making it a goal this month to help as many entrepreneurs as I possibly can, and I need your help. So to sweeten the deal, I've decided to host a giveaway of a private coaching call with me to anyone who helps me spread the podcast love. These one-to-one strategy sessions are great for pushing past any of the struggles that you're having with social media marketing to find that clarity and set you on the path to success. I honestly love doing these individual deep dives, and I would so enjoy chatting with you face to face. So if you love this podcast, plus if you would love to win a private coaching call with me, enter our giveaway by sharing your fave Feel Good Social Podcast episode to your Instagram feed or stories, and make sure that you tag us at Feel Good Social so I can see it and it can count. You can share as many times as you'd like in March. Each time you share the pod and tag us, it will count as an entry. And at the end of the month, I'll announce the winner of the one-to-one strategy session. Thank you so much for your love and support, my friend. Let's get into this episode. All right, now let's talk about these 5 things we must do when we are just starting out on social. And the first one is to do exactly that. Just frickin' start, my friends. Just go for it. Now, this is something that I know that so many of you struggle with. We feel like we need to have everything figured out before we start. We don't want to start in one direction and then have to change the way we're going or change things around. And I know that some of you are probably groaning right now, rolling your eyes at me because you've heard me say this so many times. But literally, the secret to social media marketing is to just do it, okay? I want you to let go of your fear or whatever is holding you back. Maybe it's the fear of people judging you or feeling like you don't have everything together. Maybe it's wanting to be more organized and prepared to come at social media the right way. Maybe it is thinking that you don't have time, you're not making social media priority, right? And I have talked about all of those things in that What's Stopping You episode a few episodes back. So if you listen to that one, you're probably nodding your head right now. Yeah, Kinsey, we heard you. We heard you. And I do want to say, I am all for coming at social media with a plan of attack that will allow you to do it right, to not be wasting the time that you're spending on social media. However, there are so many of us who just aren't starting just because we're making up these excuses. And to that, I say no. So much of social media marketing is about trying things out and seeing what your audience responds to seeing what is working for you and then doing more of that. Okay. Actually, I recommend this to my Feel Good Social Map students. We do create, that strategy in the first place, and we really come at social media with a plan of attack. But one of the first things that I put in the very first lesson of the very first module for the Feel Good Social Map is that social media is not one size fits all. And we're not going to be creating a strategy that is just, set in stone. Your social media process is going to evolve over time as you just start putting things out there on the platform and then looking back at your analytics and just assessing at the end of every month to see what's working and what's not. So I'm all for not just throwing stuff out there and wasting your time forever. However, especially if you're just starting out, this is a great time to just do it. Just go for it. See what people are responding to, especially when you are just starting out with that smaller following. So by the time that you get all Instagram famous and you have more people following you, then you will actually feel like you're knowing what you're doing, right? I heard Heather Sager on her podcast the other day say this: if you're gonna suck now, right? Like, if you're gonna suck, then it's better to suck right now before you have really, gained that success and that recognition and everything like that. That has kind of been, honestly, one of my mantras throughout my first year of business is like, okay, I made this mistake. It's okay. And now at least I'm so grateful that I've made that mistake and I can learn from it for the future as my business grows, as we gain a bigger following and a bigger community and all that stuff. But that comes back to my thoughts on social media marketing. Just frickin' start. Don't let anything hold you back. Push past that fear. Don't feel like you need to have everything figured out, because you will figure it out along the way. Okay. So that is the first thing you must do when you are just starting out on social, is to just frickin' start. And I also want to add to that, you should commit. You should commit to keep going. You should commit to being consistent on social media. I've seen this a lot as well, where people are starting their social media accounts and it's all fun and they're gaining some followers here and there and it feels good. And then they just kind of ghost. And that doesn't work. That does not work on social media in any form. It doesn't work for your audience. And it also doesn't work for the algorithm and the platform. One of the best things that you can do for marketing your business on social is to show up consistently. Everything on social media is working together, and it's the long game. The more you can show up consistently in front of the eyes of your audience, the more you can show up consistently to develop those relationships with them, the more you're just consistently creating valuable content for your social media account, the more your audience and the platform itself will love you. So right now, I want to urge you to just choose a social media schedule that you can stick to and start tomorrow. Okay. Commit to starting and showing up consistently on social media every week. That is the best thing that you can do for your social media marketing. Are we clear on that? All right, let's move on to the second thing that you must do when you are just starting out on social and beyond is to get clear on your goals and expectations. Now, this is something that I see a lot of people doing wrong on the platform, right? Especially when you are just starting out and you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. And that's fine. You don't have to have everything figured out. But it is very important to go into social media with purposeful goals that will actually lead your business to success. And then also with realistic expectations of what you're going to gain from your efforts. I've heard this from quite a few people, potential clients that I've talked to that are asking me, okay, well, I'm not seeing results from my social media. I haven't seen social media directly make a difference for my bottom line. I haven't seen an increase in sales, all of these things. And to that, I just look them in the face and I say, That is not what social media is for. For most brands, I would say, your main goal for social media is not going to be to make direct sales. Man, I know that I'm probably getting another groan of disappointment right there, but that's okay because social media is not about making direct sales. It's not about directly selling. It's not your Friday night infomercial at 2 a.m. No, that's not social media. The biggest and best way we can use social media to grow our business is to build an audience around our brand. That is going to be the number one goal for every frickin' business out there. I promise you, it's your number one goal. Write that down right now. That is your goal, to build a community around your brand, a community of loyal followers and customers and supporters who love you and will recommend you to their community as well, to their friends and family and peers. That is the best way that all of us can use social media. And that is the number one goal for every frickin' business on social media. I promise you. Another goal that you could have is to just increase and boost your brand awareness. Social media gives us this amazing opportunity to talk to the entire freaking world. So that is why we should definitely be using social media to get the word out about our awesome brand. One of the best ways you can use social media is to just make people aware that you exist. That should be another main goal for every business out there. Once again, are you enjoying this episode so far? If you answered with a big hell yes, I would love to ask you to snap a screenshot and share it to Instagram so all your biz buddies can hear it too. And don't forget to tag us at feelgoodsocial so we can spread the love right back to you. Thank you so much for listening, my friend. Let's dive back in. So I will say that sometimes, yes, making direct sales could be a goal of yours on social media. If you have products that you have a shoppable link to through Instagram, hell yeah, make that one of your goals. That is a great way to use the platform. And it makes it so easy for people to purchase directly from the platform without even leaving. So definitely make that one of your goals if you have shoppable products. However, I will say that if you do not have shoppable products, that is not honestly an easy direct conversion to make on social media. When people are on social media, they want to stay on social media. The platforms are designed that way, right? They're designed to keep us on the platforms. And when you're on it, it seems like a lot of effort to leave, right? People are lazy. We don't want to click on a website link. No, it's way too hard. And so that is not honestly a realistic goal for a lot of us, or maybe a major goal for a lot of us. Can we still make direct sales using social media to support the sale? Yes, definitely. Everything that you're doing on social media is selling, but it's not selling in that traditional way. Giving value to your audience, everything that you're putting out there, the relationships that you're nurturing, that is all bolstering your bottom line. That's helping you to make direct sales. But it is hard to track. And if you focus on that, you are just going to be disappointed. It is not going to give you 100% more sales overnight. Social media is a long game, and your goals should be focused on building your loyal community that will just consistently be building upon itself and consistently bolstering your sales for the long term. So that's what I mean by getting clear on your goals and expectations. When you are just starting out, if you can set these goals and expectations for yourself first, then it will be way more easy to create content to propel you toward success. So definitely think about that, okay? All right, now let's move on to the third thing that you must do when you are just starting to market your business on social media. And that is that you want to always be giving your audience value with your social media content. You want to be giving value to your audience. I don't know why I just said that 3 times in a row, but we'll go with it, okay? We need to be thinking about who our audience is and creating posts that are going to be valuable for them. Your social media account is not about you. It's about your audience, and we need to think about it that way. So what I mean by giving your audience value, let me just back up and say value can come in many different forms. Yes, it could be educational, like giving them a piece of information that they can use. Giving them an actionable tip is a really great way to give your audience value on social media. But value could also be giving your audience happiness, giving your audience inspiration. It could be making them feel like they're a part of something, right? That could be another value offer that you have for your audience. And then finally, value can come in entertainment. Like, how much is a freaking laugh worth, right? And people really love to rally around anything that they find entertaining or anything that they can connect with another human being on that they think is funny, right? How many memes do you get tagged in every day on Instagram? Like, how many people send you funny little notes throughout the day that they want to share a chuckle with you about? That is valuable. So most often on social media, valuable content can fall into these 3 categories of education, entertainment, and inspiration. And so whenever you are creating content, think about how does this relate to my business, but also what value am I giving my audience? It's the same when you're telling stories, which I totally recommend that you tell stories in your captions about yourself that relates to your audience. But that is the key, right? Make it relate to your audience. Bring them into your story and make them feel like they're a part of it. So if you can make any story that you are telling relate to your audience, either on the experiential level, if they can share an experience with you, but I will say that most people connect on that emotional level more so. So I actually just created a video around this for my social map students. With every story that you tell, if you can consider the value to your audience and any universal emotions that your audience connect with you on through that story, then that is a great place to start. If you get anything out of this 3rd step, that's it, right? I said it 3 times for some reason earlier. Basically, whenever you are creating content for social media, think about the value that you're giving your audience. Make sure that you're giving value to your audience, okay? That is how you are going to increase your engagement on social media and grow your following. All right, which leads me into the 4th thing that you must do when you're just starting out, especially on social media, is we want to grow our followings, right? It is so scary to create an account and see that 0 followers number, right? I don't know if any of you have created an account recently, but just seeing, wow, 0 followers. And then all of a sudden you get a follower here, a follower there, and then it starts to grow. But I don't know if you're anything like me. I didn't really feel like it was legit until I had a good amount of followers, right? A fairly decent following. And then I was like, okay, cool. Like, our account is legit, and it just, for some reason, boosted my confidence when I had that cushion number of followers, which is kind of silly if we're honest, but it's a mindset thing that we need to move past. However, it is important to be showing up to followers on social media, right? So that's why the 4th thing that you must do when you just start out your account on social media is to go find those followers. Okay, so in the professional side of my business where I'm talking to my clients, I call this targeted outreach. But on this side of my business with you guys and my awesome feel-gooders who I know get me, I will tell you the truth, which I'm telling you to go stalk your ideal followers today, okay? Or targeted outreach, if you'd rather call it that. But I call it stalking. Let's call it what it is. So what I mean by this is on social media, You want to grow a following. You don't want to be showing up to nobody. But here's the thing. You want to grow a following of people who will actually support you and buy from you. This has been a super interesting topic because when social media, when Instagram, was getting big and starting out, up until the past few years even, people were obsessed with follower count. People wanted to hit that 10,000 follower mark, 50,000 follower mark, 100,000 follower mark. The more followers you had, the better, you were cooler, your brand was more legit, all of those things, right? However, there has been a shift happening on the platform that a lot of people still need to make, where, if we're honest, I do not believe in a big following. I don't know if I'll ever reach 100,000 followers, but I'm not going to be trying to reach 100,000 followers on Instagram. No, that is way too many people for me to try to nurture. You know what I mean? I would love to hit that sweet spot of however many people I can, but I want to ensure that they all love me and they're all following me because they want to follow me. I don't want any of those followers who really don't care. I don't even know why they would want to follow me if they weren't interested in what I have to say. But anyone who's doing that is unfortunately taking away my face time with those people who truly want to follow me, who want to support me, who may eventually want to buy from me. And I don't want them in my following, right? So backing up, this is why we want to go out and grow our audience in a targeted way. I call it stalking. Basically, what you want to do is just go onto the platform and find those ideal followers that you believe you can help with your business. Those ideal potential customers who might eventually want to buy from you. Those people who will love your message and want to share your message with their community. Go find those people, okay? Now, there are quite a few ways to do this, but I will quickly go through a few ideas for you. You can find those branded hashtags or those kind of like niche hashtags. Go on Instagram and look under the hashtags and you will find all of your people using those hashtags there. You can also go find ideal followers by looking at those people who are following your ideal competitors, right? Believe me when I say there's going to be a lookalike account to your business's account out there on Instagram. Probably multiple, if we're honest. So go find those ideal competitors who are similar to you in your branding, who offer similar services, who have a similar mission and values to yours. Go into those people who are following them and just go down the list. Start targeting those people with engagement and outreach. And then you could also look up your current ideal followers. Who in your community right now absolutely loves you? Like who is a returning customer or who have you truly helped? Go to their account and look at the people who are commenting on their posts a lot, right? Look in their friends and family and community for people who are very similar to them and go engage with them on Instagram. When you go and engage with other people's accounts in a genuine and non-promotional way, they will feel special, seen, heard, nurtured, and they will most likely be interested in your account as well, right? So what I like to say is go to someone's account, get a feel for who they are, go through and like at least 3 of their photos and leave a genuine comment on at least one of them. And don't mention your business at all, okay? Just leave a comment on one of their photos that is talking them up and talking about something that you admire in them. And give them a follow. Honestly, if you do all of those things, there are very few people who will not follow you back, especially if this person is your ideal follower, is your ideal customer. And if they don't give you a follow back, then they weren't your ideal customer. And that's fine. But in doing all of this, you will definitely start growing your following in a way quicker way than just sitting there waiting for the followers to come to you. And you will be growing your following of people who actually are interested in your business and could become those ideal customers. So that is something that you definitely must do when you're just starting out on social media. And I would recommend you make it a habit and you continue to do that. Which leads me into the fifth and final thing that you must do when you are just starting out on social media, which is to nurture I have the F word written in my notes here. Nurture the fuck out of your ideal audience, okay? Nurture the heck out of them. And what I mean by that is this is how we are going to be building our loyal community of people who love us. So what I mean by nurture is to, yes, encourage engagement on your own posts. Ask your audience questions that gets them to respond in the comments and then respond to all of their responses. Make them feel special, seen, heard, all of that stuff. But then also you want to go to their accounts, right? If you have ideal audience members who are always interacting with your posts, go give them some love right back, right? Make them feel like you love them and they'll love you back. And the more you can do that, the more consistently you can show up and do that every week, the more intimate of a relationship you will build with them, the more they will start to trust you. And the more they will feel loyal to you and want to support you. So as long as you are doing these 5 things when you are just starting out on social media, you are guaranteed to see success, my friend. And these are honestly, like I said, things that I think that we should just continue, right? Continue throughout our social media journeys because this is really what it's all about. These are the things that we must be doing on social media to make it worth it and see those results. And so I really hope that you do. Thank you so much once again for tuning in every week. My lovely listeners, you know how much I love you. And once again, I do want to remind you, please, please, please go ahead and share your favorite Feel Good Social podcast episode to your Instagram stories. Make sure that you tag us at Feel Good Social so that your entry counts. But if you do that, you could win a one-to-one strategy session with me where I will directly help you work through your social media problems, which is way more fun than it sounds, I promise. So go ahead and share this episode or any others to your Instagram stories, tag us at Feel Good Social, and you'll be entered to win that. Thank you so much. You know I love you, and we'll chat next week. Thanks so much for listening, my friend. For show notes and a whole lot of other awesome freebies, visit feelgoodsocial.com. Simply go to feelgoodsocial.com for all the goods.